support, has given us grant also, and has always helped us organize such events. And under their guidance, HMV is creating awareness about the biodiversity of Punjab. So a big, gratitude and a big thank you Dr. Jitendra Arora for all her support, for always being there, and for being such a kind lady and such an entrepreneurial, such a dynamic science woman. We all in this region, in the region of Punjab, we all are blessed to have her as the Executive Director of Punjab State Council of Science and Technology. So welcome to you, ma'am, and thank you to you. And we also have amongst us Dr. Ajay Sareen, Principal Hans Raj Mahila Maha Vidyalaya. Dr. Ajay Sareen is a lady who has been, she has received so many awards, so many accolades, so many acclamations, and she has that knack of making things go ahead, making things move. She has an innovative brain, and she has been called as the herald of innovations by India Today magazine, and she has received the Nadia Murad Excellency Award, and under her stewardship, under her guidance, Hans Raj Mahila Maha Vidyalaya received the topmost grade, A++ grade, and highest grade of NAAC with highest score in third cycle amongst all the colleges of India. So HMV stands tall and proud under her guidance, and also committed to women empowerment ever since 1927, since its inception. And also during the last 2-3 weeks itself, HMV received the topmost women college award from Time Group, and also it received the excellent topmost college for social cause by ASSOCHAM. It received the extraordinary leadership award for our principal, Dr. Ajay Sareen, by Education World, and this all happened in past 2-3 weeks only. So I extend great felicitations to our presiding guest, Principal Dr. Ajay Sareen, to our chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Arora, and now may I request Mr. Vidu to formally start this seminar by the lighting of lamp. Let's light the lamp. May I request Dr. Jitendra to please touch a screen. And they say, जैसा कि गीता में भी कहा गया है, it's written in Bhagavad Gita also, तू करता वही है जो तू चाहता है, पर होता वही है जो मैं चाहता हूँ. करे जो तू वो जो मैं चाहता हूँ, फिर होगा वही जो तू चाहता है. So in all the things, in all atoms, in all molecules, in all nuclei, we find the existence of the great God. So let us pay our homage, let us pay our tribute, let us pray to the great God for all things good to happen on this planet. So let us play Gayatri Mantra. Mr. Vidu?
Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat.
Thank you, Mr. Vidu. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And I would like to tell you all who have joined from all over India that this webinar has been planned and is being organized under the aegis of Punjab Biodiversity Board. And this is the seminar title is Sustainable Use of Biodiversity, Entrepreneurship Opportunities. And for this, we have our chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Arora, the Executive Director of Punjab State Council for Science and Technology, Member Secretary, Punjab Biodiversity Board, DSTE, Government of Punjab. And as special invitee, we also have amongst us Dr. Mr. Gur Harminder Singh, Principal Scientific Officer, Punjab Biodiversity Board. He will be taking a session. And also, I, as head of the Botany, PG Department of Botany, Hans Raj Mahila Maha Vidyalaya, will also be taking a session. So to extend formal welcome words, may I now request the very pleasing lady, the very hardworking and very innovative lady, Principal Dr. Ajay Sareen, for the formal words of welcome. Ma'am, with huge love and with huge gratitude, with huge regards, may we now invite you for the formal words of welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Anjana, for setting the note of this webinar. Dr. Jitendra, my heartiest welcome and gratitude to you for being the part of this webinar this afternoon. I really feel privileged and honored to have your association with my institution, ma'am. We always look forward to being with you in whatever project you offer us, in whatever venture. We are taking small steps, you know. Your presence always motivates us and it always encourages us, Dr. Jitendra, to take those small steps in any direction. Today's venture, as Anjana has just now briefed us, it is under the aegis of Punjab Biodiversity Board. And the topic that we are going to talk about is sustainable uses of biodiversity. I think this is one thing that today everybody needs to talk about. Everybody needs to thrash out the nuances of this so that we can have a better future for each one of us. We have that with the presence of all these resource persons, all our viewers, all our listeners. Ma'am, may I add here that this is live on Facebook also. So all our viewers, all our listeners, they are definitely going to benefit a lot out of it. I would like to give the credit of holding this webinar to Dr. Anjana and her entire team of teaching as well as non-teaching faculty, because it is only because of their persistent efforts that this sustainable biodiversity goal can be achieved. Ma'am, Hans Raj Mahila Maha Vidyalaya has been taking small little steps in this direction with your guidance, with your support. And I'm very sure that in the days to come also, we shall be receiving similar kind of support and guidance from yourself, and we shall be making a mark in this field too. Small little things which we shall be discussing in this webinar, I would request, I would implore upon, and I would suggest all my viewers to take a minute note of all these things so that they become a part of our daily routine. And when it becomes a part of our daily routine, then definitely our aim, our purpose can be achieved, and we can think of being sustainable in this field too. Ma'am, we have been doing little things here in HMV, and we have the adequate infrastructure also. What is my humble request to you is that in order to preserve all these ecosystems, to maintain a balance between all these factors, we need your guidance, we need your support. And I'm sure that Anjana is a good link between the biodiversity department and the institution, and we shall be doing many projects in the coming days with the blessings of the Almighty. This post-COVID is definitely going to be a period of more activities, more activities directed towards this. So with these words, I once again extend a very, very warm welcome to Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora, who has been a support system for Hans Raj Mahila Maha Vidyalaya, not only today, but always. Punjab State Council for Science and Technology, because this department has collaborated with us, or in fact, we have collaborated with this department to take some bigger steps in this direction. So my heartiest welcome to ma'am, as well as all the resource persons, all the viewers, all the listeners. And I'm sure this afternoon is going to be a great afternoon, full of wisdom, full of guidance, taking us forward in this direction. Thank you, Dr. Anjana. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am principal, for taking out time from your busy schedule and, being a part of this webinar. Thanks a lot. Thanks to you. And now I would like to introduce our chief guest to all the participants. And I would like to tell you that participants over here are from various parts of the country, from Jammu, Kathua, Srinagar, from Coimbatore, from Bihar, from Lucknow, and of course from Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. So Dr. Jatinder Arora, our chief guest, Executive Director, Punjab State Council for Science and Technology and Member Secretary, Punjab Biodiversity Board, is steering multifarious initiatives for integration of climate action in developmental planning, in promoting the cleaner technologies, biodiversity conservation, protection of IPR and science communication as well. She's working, a huge deal in that direction also. She has engaged in research and teaching, administration in various capacities during the last 35 years and has vast global exposure. She has been conferred with National Award for Women's Development through application of Science and Technology of Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, by President of India. Punjab Sarkar Praman Patra by Government of Punjab for exemplary service in the field of science and technology, and Great Woman Award by Indian Television Academy. So it is our honor, it is our privilege, it is our, a proud moment to be having her as the chief guest. So now, without taking much time, may I now invite Dr. Jatinder for her chief guest address.
Thank you, Dr. Ajay Serene, Dr. Anjana, and the entire team at HMB. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And you have timed today's event very appropriately. I know you are organizing series of events with respect to International Biodiversity Day, but today 17th June is also the World Day to combat desertification and drought. So congratulations to you for timing it so well. And also congratulations for bringing in all the stakeholders, primarily youth, I would say, from the states, especially the North Indian states that Anjana mentioned. I'm sure all of you present here would know that India is a signatory to Convention on Biological Diversity. That's an international mechanism which provides sovereign rights to the countries over their biodiversity. So being a signatory to that, we have enacted a very well framed mechanism in the country to promote conservation of biodiversity, ensure its sustainable use, and also ensure that the benefits that arise from commercial utilization of biodiversity flow to the grassroots level, to communities. So it's I would say India is a front runner, a leader as far as the climate action, as far as demonstrating biodiversity conservation and its utilization in a sustainable manner, which is the spirit behind this seminar that you have organized today. I wish to share with all of you that India is a front runner on these aspects. So to give you a little glimpse of a bird's eye view of the richness of our country. So we as a country have only 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world. But having said that, I also wish to say that because of our richness in biodiversity, it is reported that about 6.7% of crops that are cultivated in the world, they have their origin in India. And also India is one of the 17 mega diverse countries. I'm sure many of you are aware of. We account for 8% of our faunal and 11% of floral diversity. I'm talking of the global percentage. And having given you the idea how rich in biodiversity India is, I would just like to share with you, since Anjana shared that many of the participants present here today are from Punjab and also from the North Indian states. I'm sure you would like to know where do we stand as far as the biodiversity within our own state of Punjab is concerned. So primarily we are the bread basket of the country. So obviously majority of our area, 84% to be precise, is under cultivation. So there is a rich diversity as far as agricultural crops is concerned, though it's a matter of concern that we, over the years, to ensure food security, we have moved towards monoculture, wheat, rice, cycle. But at the same time, presently there is a growing concern, growing awareness, and initiatives at all levels in the government, in the public, in the researchers community, to increase diversity within agriculture itself. Too, I'm sure you are aware that very recently the state government announced minimum support price on moong. Earlier, before I would say Green Revolution, when there was a challenge before the country to bring India from ship to mouth condition to the condition that we are in today, that is not only food sufficient but also net exporter of food. But before embarking upon that path, the situation in Punjab was that wherever one would cultivate wheat simultaneously, in every field there would be a few lines of pulses cultivated as well, especially gram. So they would say पुराने जमाने च आटा भी कई बार थोड़ा जिहा पीला हुंदा सी, क्योंकि जिथे आटा कणक पिसदी सी ਉਹਦੇ ਚ कुछ छोले भी नाल पिस ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਸੇ ਫੀਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਗਦੇ ਸੀ. So that was the condition, and I hope you all understand why I am specifically mentioning about pulses, because that was a very sustainable cycle of cultivation. The nitrogen, the nutrients that the food grains will take from the soil, the leguminous crops like gram would return those to the soil, being nitrogen fixers. So that was about agricultural situation, and that is the current status is that 84% of our area in Punjab is under agriculture. And as I said, there is a growing concern for diversification in agriculture, and also to take care of the to conserve the traditional varieties in agriculture, be it in agriculture or in allied sectors like animal husbandry. And also I would like to share with you, as far as the other facets of biodiversity in Punjab. We have about 5.93% of our total geographical area under forest cover, and there are 6 wetlands which are Ramsar wetlands, the international wetlands that we have in Punjab. Harike, Kanjli, Ropar. I'm sure many of you are aware of those. Keshwapur Myani, which is a community reserve, is the other one. Nangal and Byas conservation reserves. And also Shivalik foothill area, which we call Kandi belt of Punjab, is another area of Punjab which is very rich in biodiversity. Then we, of course, have the protected area network, which include 13 wildlife sanctuaries, 4 community reserves, 5 conservation reserves, and 5 zoological parks. And then there are many sacred groves and biodiversity rich sites, which are also there in Punjab that are located outside the protected area. When I mentioned to you about the Convention on Biodiversity, CBD in short, it is called. I mentioned that in India we have a very well laid out mechanism, being a signatory of Convention on Biological Diversity. What do I mean by that mechanism is that at the national level there is a National Biodiversity Authority. And at the state level, every state has a state biodiversity board. In Punjab, I look after Punjab Biodiversity Board. And then at the level of all local bodies, be it districts, blocks, villages, or urban local bodies, there are biodiversity management committees. And proud to share that Punjab has achieved this distinction of setting up biodiversity management committees at the level of all local bodies in Punjab. And also the initial exercise of documenting the biodiversity through participation of people has been completed at the level of all local bodies. And these compilations are called People Biodiversity Registers. And this is a dynamic process, though. The value keeps getting added to this compilation. And here I see a big role of institutions like HMV. Our local bodies are in search of technical support groups. And the experts like Dr. Anjana here, and I'm sure you have a good zoology department as well. So botany and zoology department specifically have a very key role to play in updating the people's biodiversity registers. You may have a very strong linkage with the biodiversity management committees in your vicinities. I would be more than happy to put you in touch with them. And also like to share that when this biodiversity at the local level is being compiled, a special care is also being taken to compile the information regarding traditional knowledge. Because in times to come, you have kept the theme of today's seminar as sustainable use of biodiversity. So in times to come, there is a huge potential for utilization of traditional knowledge, which can also lead to economic benefits, especially for the local communities. I would just share readily 1 or 2 examples come to my mind. Let me first touch upon one example, say from Kerala, and then I'll give you one example from Punjab itself. So giving you example of Kerala, this Kani tribe, this is a tribe which is kind of a custodian of biodiversity. They live in traditional ways there. And quite some time back, a project, it was an all India coordinated project started by DST Government of India for mapping of ethnobiology. So under that all India coordinated project, when the scientists went to Kerala and the local people who were from the Kani tribe, they took them for the treks into the wild, They were long treks, so the scientists would get fatigued, but these people were very agile, very energetic. And they were eating some local wild fruit while going on this expedition, and they were offered it to these scientists also. And when the scientists consumed those, they immediately could feel that they are the energy boosters. They could become very agile and energetic like these locals. So they really got interested in those, and it became again a very good success story. Then they came up with a product out of that plant, the fruit of which these people were taking while trekking. So from the leaves of the same plant, Arogya Pacha, it was called, a full-fledged formulation came up, which was called Jeevani, and then intellectual property rights were protected on that, and then it was technology was transferred to a company for its formulation, and then at the same time a trust of this Kani tribe was formed, so that the benefits which came from its commercial utilization could flow back to this tribe. But at that point of time, India didn't have a very proper mechanism for excess benefit sharing. This is called ABS in short. But later, country came up with in 2014, we had a full-fledged national guidelines, and slowly all the states are making these functional as well. Now sharing with you an example from Punjab itself. In Shivalik foothill area of Punjab, the amla grows abundantly in wild, and so do the bioresources like Karela, Giloy, Jammun, etc. So my own organization, the State Council for Science and Technology, handholded a local cooperative society from there, Unti Cooperative Society, and also supported setting up of a bioresource processing facility, which has now become a full-fledged rural innovation and application center. And we are now further upgrading it into a rural milieu accelerator to support startups which can sustainably use the bioresources for producing various value-added products. So this facility itself is, giving benefits to the society in the sense that the products being manufactured here, about a dozen products, are not only finding inroads into local or national markets, they are being exported as well. You name a certification this facility has. It has a FSSAI certification, halal certification, the export license. So it is generating employment to the tune of 2 lakh man days, especially for women, every year. And having said that, we have also very recently issued a public notice in the newspapers to sensitize all the companies in Punjab which are making commercial use of bioresources in the state in one way or the other, to sensitize them that in times to come they would be required to flow back a certain percentage, which the percentages are decided in the national guidelines for ABS that I just mentioned. So that small percentage has to flow back to the community through state biodiversity boards to ensure that the bioresources that they are using today, they get a regular, consistent supply of that. They do not get eroded. So there is a sustainable, it's a win-win situation. There's a sustainable availability of bioresources, yet they get commercially utilized and the benefits flow back to the community. So I would say it's a beautiful system that country has put in place in terms of 3-tier mechanism of a biodiversity authority at center, biodiversity boards at the state level, biodiversity management committees at the local level, the provision of excess benefit sharing mechanism so that the biodiversity management committees are directly involved in taking the benefits of their local bioresources. I think these are a few thoughts that came to my mind which I shared with you. Another thought that's crossing my mind is very recently we have started a unique, year-long program on biodiversity and culture. In Punjab, we observed that, and I'm sure all of you know, especially, you've been recognized as giving leadership to women and so on, as an institution specifically known for that. In Punjab, in our culture, women in the folklore have been making very conspicuous mention of biodiversity, to keep themselves engaged with biodiversity, to let their children know, and so on. So we started it on 22nd of May this year on the Biodiversity Day. You may follow the Twitter handle of Punjab Biodiversity Board and Punjab State Council for Science and Technology. So every month you will find there a short film on biodiversity and culture, wherein the old folk songs where biodiversity finds mention. The last, the film that I mentioned, which was posted on International Biodiversity Day, it had a mention of Pilu, the plant, and a beautiful conversation through a folk song between mother and daughter about that. I won't share that in detail with you. वो फिल्म का मजा खराब हो जाएगा, आप उसको देखें. और स्पेशली जो दैट फोकलोर है वो लंबी है, दे गाने जिन्हों कहने आ पुराने, जिस तरह पुराने फोकलोर गाया जाता सी उस तरह का ही गाना है, उथों दे लोकल्स ने गाया होया. And this is a a new initiative also. And also very recently on World Environment Day, we released a coffee table book on threatened flora and fauna of Punjab. And I would say it's a must-have document. Dr. Serene may like to, or it will be shortly, maybe in a week or so, available on the Amazon. May like to order it for your library and maybe as many your departmental libraries as well. It's a beautiful book. One, aesthetically, two, we work very hard on that in bringing out in a manner that it can capture the attention of everyone who is interested in biodiversity. So these are the few thoughts from my side, and I'm again very happy to learn that you, as a continuum of International Biodiversity Day, you are organizing series of events, and may you continue that, and may you specifically continue that enthusiastically, because enthusiasm is one thing that I always appreciate about you and about your team, Dr. Serene. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, over to you, Anjana.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jitendra. It was really, really our pleasure and our total, delight to be hearing to you, because we always gain such pearls of wisdom from your talk, from your speech. And we definitely, you have given us certain tasks, so we will try to do that. And I have a very special word of appreciation for that, initiative that you have taken, which is the biodiversity and culture thing, and the folklore and the Punjabi language in which you're promoting the biodiversity, the science. So all kudos to you, salute to you, much, much gratitude, many thanks to you. And with that, I will ask students if there is any query that they would like to direct to our chief guest, Dr. Jitendra. If there is anything you want to ask right now, or otherwise I will send the queries to Dr. Jitendra later on, maybe.
Most welcome, most welcome. Yeah, you can send those.
Thank you, Jitendra ma'am. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So, dear students, taking the seminar further, our next speaker is going to be Dr. Gur Harminder. Dr. Gur Harminder is the Principal Scientific Officer from Punjab Biodiversity Board. So, Mr. Vidu, can you tell me if he has joined or not as of yet?
Ma'am, not in the list till now.
Has he joined?
No, ma'am, no.
No?
Yes, ma'am. Not joined.
So if he has not joined, then I think I will present a session till he joins. I will present my session, and as soon as he joins, we will ask him to take over, right?
Sure, ma'am.
So students, you will all keep yourself engaged with us, and please enable the screen sharing for me, Mr. Vidu.
Yes, ma'am, it's done.
Mr. Vidu, can you please allow me to share my screen? Thank you very much. So is my screen visible now? Right. So because our topic, it deals with the sustainable use of biodiversity and the entrepreneurship opportunities. So I will take you into this beautiful journey of entrepreneurship opportunities in botany. Yes, you heard it right. Botany people can be great entrepreneurs also. And I have given them a name. I have given them a term called botanopreneurs. So we all know what is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is actually the study of how new businesses can be created. And if we are using botany, how new businesses are created using the plant resources, right? So it is a new popular topic for students with a focus on developing new ventures, taking plants into consideration. So it is involving all the aspects of botany, especially the medicinal, aromatic plants. And here in this today's topic, today's session, I will be talking about the entrepreneurship opportunities, which includes production, processing, marketing, trade, etc. So we know that medicinal and aromatic plants, they are demanded by herbal industries. They are demanded by the pharmaceutical industries as well. So first of all, where does the industry get its raw material from? The raw material is very critical component for production and to meet the growing demand of private industry. So we have to address the challenge of herbal products, right? So if you have any idea using medicinal aromatic plants, and if you can convert that idea into a business, then you are a botany entrepreneur. I want to draw your attention to this graph. So see, this graph indicates that in the past few years, the natural product industry has its growth like this, and the projected growth is very, very steep and upcline. So this growth, which is upcline, very steep, it involves the natural products. Today, the entire human race, it is moving towards what? It is moving towards the natural things, the organic things. So our main demand now is organic, right? So we have to take care that we are catering to this demand and we are making the sustainable use of biodiversity. So vast opportunities for students are lying here. In the present scenario, students, now what should students do? I'm talking to students, I'm talking to teachers who have joined this webinar, that they should give the students the ability to merge skills that they acquired through botany and zoology, and then merge them with knowledge in meaningful ways so that their biodiversity knowledge, it gets converted into business ideas, which can be put into practice for earning livelihood, for making startups, for bringing up, IPRs to the nation, and at the same time, making very sustainable use of biodiversity. So that is my urge, that is my actual, uh, thrust. So ethnobotany is the study of a region's plants and their practical uses. So ethno comes from the word ethnic. Ethnic means the people of that region. So people of that region actually, when they, whatever the knowledge that they have, and when they are using that knowledge to actually, cure their diseases, to put them to pharmaceutical uses, to acquire their food, to acquire their clothing, that is the ethnobotany. So moving forward, how ethnobotany came into being, it was like long back. You know that Ayurveda is very old. The usage of plants is very, very old. We can say for as long as humans have been on this planet, plants have been used by humans. But actual beginning of the term ethnobotany, it was in 1895 when Dr. Harshberger first used this term, and he defined it as plants used by the primitive and aboriginal people. Aboriginal means the people living in the native people of that area. So he published the term and suggested ethnobotany to be a field which elucidates the cultural position of tribes who use plant for food, fodder, clothing, etc. Right. So now you can write in chat if you know this plant. I'll look at the chat if you know this plant and if you're writing about it. Anybody? This is known as Salam Panja or Dactylorhiza hatageria. So this plant has its rhizome shaped like your hand. That is why it is known as Salam Panja. Panja is for hand, and this is beautiful plant with multifarious uses. So this has been actually, I'm talking about those plants which have been thoughtlessly, which have been mindlessly misused, and the biodiversity is being lost, especially from the upper reaches of Himalayas, right? So this plant can be made use of this plant, but in a sustainable manner. Now, what is this? This is Brahm Kamal. This is one also known as Fain Kamal, Sosoria. So this is the Papada, Podophyllum hexandrum. I'm talking about wonderful biodiversity that we have in India. This particular plant, Podophyllum, has been used for tumors. Then next, this plant, this is Picrorhiza or Kutki. Kutki means Kadua or the bitter plant, right? Bitter plant, it is used in the formulations like Liv 52. Liv 52 is a formulation which is age-old formulation which is used for the liver. So this is the main component, right? It is sold like this, Kutki powder also. And this is Himalayan yew. This is for cancer, okay? Now, what are the various opportunities that you have as botanists? One of them is fungi culture or the fungi culture. So what is this? These are the shiitake mushrooms. They are being sold at huge rates. So if you have the entrepreneurial skills, if you have the knowledge of botany, you can earn as well as you can, save the biodiversity. Single cell protein production, seaweed liquid fertilizer, organic farming in India. See how it is increased and how it is booming. So you have great opportunity here. If you want to be a business person, you have great opportunity here. Teachers and students can have a startup in organic farming. So this is the slow but steady revolution towards harmony and health. This lady, she has been an icon for organic farming. She was an engineer. She left her job and started organic farm and started having a huge turnover. And then banana peel special biopest repellent was produced, and it was a good idea. It was a great idea, which turned into a great business idea also. Now, who are these people? These are the people who used natural products and who became entrepreneurs, and very, very successful ones at that. So according to researchandmarkets.com, they say that Ayurveda market in India was valued at rupees 300 billion in 2018, and it is expected to reach 710 billion by 2024. So you see the opportunities there. The practice of Ayurveda has been around for 6,000 years. Its origin was in ancient practices, but now it is regaining and now it is blooming. So moving forward, Pooja Nagdev, this lady, this girl, she is Pooja Nagdev. Pooja Nagdev has been around, she has been there, and she has started a brand called Inaugurated, which is a herbal beauty care brand. And her aim was to challenge. This is her business idea. Just look at it. What she did. Her aim was to challenge the prevailing practice of fake claims, non-disclosure of ingredients, use of harsh substances in skincare products. So she challenged them, gave these products under Inator, and see, Inator has a turnover of 90 million rupees and is growing at 30% every year. See, if you are true to your job, and if you have good ideas, then you can really earn from them, and you can at the same time sustain the biodiversity. Similarly, Signum Biosciences, it's the biopharma company, 20 years of topical drug development. And have you recognized this lady? Anybody? I'm looking for in the chat. Anybody recognized? This is Shehnaz Hussain. She says, I do not sell products, I sell entire civilizations in a jar. So she is one of the most successful natural product entrepreneurs. After marriage, she started studying herbs, Ayurveda, plants, so that harmful effects of chemicals could be avoided. She started Women's World in Delhi. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was a frequent visitor. And she attributes her success partly to the decision of building the business around organic products, right? So her products became very, very powerful, very successful, and she started using power of plant in health and beauty treatments. Her investment was 35,000, and she has evolved more than 400 formulations, and she has her own R&D units in more than 100 countries and 300 salon franchisees, 53 beauty schools, 3,000 employees, and see, her company operates in more than 100 countries and $100 billion turnover. So see how she has used the organic products for business. So similarly, Attar in Brihat Samhita, our own, a religious scripture, the art of perfume making in India has been highlighted. And Kannauj is said to be the Kannauj in Madhya Pradesh is said to be the perfume capital of India. And here the biodiversity of plants is used for production of perfumes, the organic perfumes, which are known as attars, like Shamama 999, and it is very, very expensive. See, this small bottle, it costs $160 US dollars, and it is having more than 50 ingredients collected from various parts of India. So what is the point I'm trying to make here is that if you have proper knowledge, if you have proper skills, you can make use of biodiversity sustainably, and you can earn. So you can have good business ideas, you can bring patents home, and you can have IPRs. These are the various ingredients which are used in the attar. This is Jatamansi oil and various. This is also one of the organic herbs. This is how it is produced in Kannauj. These are the natural distilleries, natural way of producing perfumes. So you can see, actually it is a distillation process, but they do it in a very traditional manner, using copper stills, using receivers, which is known as bhapka. The traditional bhattis is used, which is the furnace, right? And cooling water tanks, etc. are used. So this is the kind of revenue they earn. And you know, this is for one company. Can you recognize this company? Launched in 2011 and 2014. See the jump in their revenue in million US dollars. This is the jump, 51538.5 million US dollars. This is none other than Patanjali, the PAL, Patanjali Ayurved Limited. So it is an unusual business journey. Actually, Baba Ramdev started with free public yoga programs. When he started conducting free public yoga programs, people started coming. The registrations were open to all. People started growing health conscious. And then he launched his Ayurvedic Limited, Patanjali Ayurvedic Limited company, and started selling the products. And today Patanjali sells everything, everything, starting from toothbrush, toothpaste, agarbattis, you know, biscuits, cheese, candies, shampoos, everything. Because the idea was to make people health conscious and then take them to an entirely different, you know, entrepreneurship opportunity. So this is for students. I've put up this. This is MediHub Technology Business Incubator, TBI. So you can go to this site, MediHub TBI, and you can see they are funding the projects. They're funding your startup ideas, entrepreneurship opportunities using biodiversity. You can put up here. Your idea can be nutraceutical, beverage, any herbal cosmetic, and you can, you know, actually have your own business, right? So Startup India, under the Startup India mission, this is being done. And once again, this is their website. Okay, so I'll wind up here. Botany is the eldest daughter of medicine. You can study botany, you can learn about biodiversity, and then put that knowledge into use. You can do good research, you can become great entrepreneurs. Just keep your passion alive, just keep your, you know, the inner fire burning, and you can do wonders. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patient listening. And I can see Dr. Gur Harminder has joined. He is the Principal Scientific Officer, Punjab Biodiversity Board, and he is doing great work in the field of biodiversity. And I would, he's also the Joint Director, DECC. So I won't take much time. It is my proud privilege, it is my humble duty to be inviting Dr. Gur Harminder Singh to take up from now onwards. And with huge regards, I invite him. Over to you, Dr. Gur Harminder. Thanks a lot. Thank you for joining. And we are so grateful. We at Hans Raj Mahila Maha Vidyalaya are very, very grateful to you. And all the participants are eager to listen to you. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for the kind invitation. And I'm sorry I was a bit late. I just ran from one of the other meeting, which I just finished. Ma'am, how much time do you have? I have a small presentation. I just want to...
No problem, no problem. Any time, 10 to 15 minutes. If you want to take longer, we'll be fine. But I think even if you go for less than 10 minutes, we will be very happy to listen to you.
Yeah, I just want to share a few very important things, ma'am. I'm just loading my presentation.
Vidhu, please give him the power of screen sharing. Yeah.
Sir, it's visible now. Visible.
Okay. Can you see my presentation now?
Yes, sir. Right. We can see.
Yes, sir. It's visible. Visible.
It is in the slideshow mode.
Yes, sir. It's in slideshow mode, sir. Visible.
Okay. Thank you. I was just listening to the lecture. I just can listen to the later part of the lecture. It's a really very good and very unique way of sharing the success story of the people who have set up entrepreneurs based on the biodiversity. I have a certain other purpose here. I just quickly like to share some legal aspect related to the use of biological diversity with the audience. I'm sure this must have been shared with all the audience what is biodiversity, and since they are mostly students of the botany, they'll be pretty well aware what is biodiversity all about. But just I'll again like to brush it up. We all know biodiversity is now it's a hot topic. Like biodiversity coupled with climate change, one of the two most important issues, which is now being staring at the humanity and our health, and a lot of effort at the being spearheaded by the United Nations, all government across the world to to do what needed to be done to kind of take remedial action so that we have minimize effect of these two things, both biodiversity loss, climate change, coupled with other ecosystem services related issues are one of the most important issues. And biodiversity, I think if we have a vigorous biodiversity, if we conserve biodiversity, it certainly contribute in minimizing the climate change bad effects, and it helps for the better ecosystem services of our natural heritage. So it's living form of all animal variety of life on earth. It has three levels. They must be aware. There are certain common biodiversity which is found around our world, around the world, like India, Pakistan, Asia, the very common species. But there are certain biodiversity, certain species which are endemic to a particular country. Like one single horn rhino, and then certain crop varieties, certain animals. So that's why the local factor, they are really very important when we manage the biodiversity. And it's everywhere. Biodiversity, whether it's our field, whether our houses, whether forest, whether a desert, biodiversity, variety of life is everywhere, and God has given them a particular work to do a certain job, and they kind of do that function. And whenever due to some interference, whether it's a human or a natural or accidental, when when they stop doing that function, and the result is catastrophic. And the COVID-19 is the one of the most active example of this, how kind of a one virus from a particular species like how it throughout the world. So species are not evenly distributed. There are certain area which are more rich with the diversity, which is a certain area which are the less, but every species is important. Soil, there's one area like soil biodiversity play a very significant role, but still a lot of work is to be done in this area. As far as the value of the biodiversity concerned, we all know, if you see and list it down, most of the thing, you can, go to the nature, our medicines, our, daily use product, our food, a lot of things, they come from the biodiversity. They have, biodiversity as a consumption use, it has a, most of the raw material of the industry come from the biological resources. And of course, one of the most important and most significant thing is the non-consumptive use of the biodiversity, which encompasses the carbon fixation, help in water cycle, climate regulation, pollination, so on and so forth. India is a probably you all know India is a very rich as far as the crops are concerned. It is north. India is one of the valuable center of the region of the cereals. So we all know that India has a very rich variety of the cultivated species as far as the wheat is concerned. And Punjab, luckily, we have more than 15,000 sessions of the wheat. Why this is important, I'll just share you. If you see the wheat which we now eat nowadays, this wheat has come from in this form naturally. No. there were certain species which are there were called wild relatives, and scientists over the time, plant breeders over time, they took certain chromosome from the certain species, and finally, if you see, there are how many species of the wheat involved. That's why genetic diversity is very, very important. Genetic diversity is the diversity within a single species. So if you see now, what the bread wheat we have, it has a chromosome number of 42. It comes from the different land races and wild varieties of the wheat. That's why we have the more genetic diversity within the species. It play a more significant role for us, and it contribute more to our service. Likewise, rice. India is a country with around 60,000 of rice varieties. Punjab has around 2,500 of accession, and you will be wondering what these varieties or what this all this species diversity or genetic diversity, how it helps. See, whenever we face a problem, whenever we face a challenge, we again go back to our roots. Now, if you see, now due to climate change, there's a lot of yield effect on the wheat. The wheat is, the yield of the wheat, if there's a lot of heat during the month of Feb, the yield is going down. Now there are times where 5 to 8 quintals of wheat per acre is, less production. So then we see that we need to go and we need to kind of develop a variety which can resist to the heat. So then again, you use all those successions, the plant breeders, they use those, germplasm to see whether it's a drought tolerant or this is insect tolerant, or it is a, kind of a, resistant to the lodging. So that's why the genetic diversity is very, very important. I'll just skip this slide. These are all related to the diversity, the plant diversity India have. And certainly there are certain slides regarding this slide. This slide about the genetic diversity within the mango. Our Shivalik area is really rich in this particular species genetic diversity. We did a study, I think 5-6 years back, done by the Punjab Biodiversity Board, where we went to the field, went to the all countryside areas of the various Shivalik area, and we pinpointed and located each single tree to see the natural occurring mango varieties, and we found so many which are known with a very, very famous common name. You can say Totapari, Aduam, Andadusari, and these all mangoes, they taste different, they have different variety, they have a different shelf life and different smell also. So we did a search paper on this, and finally, with the help of the PAU, we took all this germplasm to one of the this fruit farm of the PAU, which is located at the Gangian, for further Gangian district Sharpur, for further propagation and sharing with the farmers. So just to kind of conservation, actual conservation of these species. But having said that, in situ conservation is very, very important component. We need to conserve the biodiversity in the form that nature has created it. That's why a lot of effort is required, and we're trying to do that to best of our resources available with us, and involving various stakeholders in that. If I talk about the biodiversity of the world, there are estimated more than 3 lakhs plant species in the world. Out of that, only 2.5 species has been described. India has around 10% of the total plant species which are available in the world. Similarly, around 14 lakh animal species are there in the world. India, had around 1 lakh animal species. And again, microorganism, there's no document available of the diversity of the microorganism available. But now there are certain indication by the Convention on Biodiversity and IUCN that this is the most important aspect of the biodiversity, which yet to be fully understood and fully utilized to its potential. India is a mega biodiversity country, and there are out of the 34 hotspots, we have 4 hotspots which include Himalayas, northeastern region, and then the Western Ghats and some small part of the Andaman Nicobar Island, which is called Sundaland. They have a very specific, kind of a category, and for qualifying that, there's a lot of studies being done, and India is also known as one of the center of origin for cereals. Out of the 12 Babylon centers, and northwestern Indian is known of the center of origin for the cereal crops. India's biodiversity, we have a high endemism. Punjab, I'll just like to tell you that Punjab, people generally believe that we don't have much of the biodiversity, but that is not true. It's okay that we have 84% area under agriculture and we have a crop-led ecosystem, but now over the year we have realized that a lot of biodiversity hotspots which are available outside the protected area network. Even if we have a very core 3.5% forest area, and if we include the tree cover also, we have around 6% area of the total geographical area under the forest. But beside that, we have the 6 international Ramsar wetlands, which are biodiversity hotspot. We have, identified a lot of biodiversity heritage sites, sacred groves. They play a significant role, and a lot of effort is being put into conserve those. Out of if we compare with India, the wild floral and diversity and wild faunal biodiversity, India is the state of Punjab is considerably placed. And one area like bird, the Taxa aves, we have 37% of the bird with available in India. We have that percentage in the state of Punjab, and other things, mammals and the reptiles. There are certain important species, they are available in the state of Punjab. Even though green revolution has toll over our native varieties and native breeds, but that was the point when state really need to kind of raise its hand to meet the food security of India. But now a lot of again emphasis has been given on the revival of our traditional varieties of the crops, as well as the conservation of the native breeds. And if you see, prior to green revolution, we have more than 40 varieties which were farmers were using. But after that, even though the 49 varieties developed by the PAU, now farmer confined to only hardly 2-3 varieties. Same for the rice, and same for the cotton and other cereals and the minor crops. And of course, there's economics involved, and everybody need to make their bread and butter, for making their living. But now, with COVID-19, with climate change, the focus has been put up on conserving our biological resources and conserving in the form which God has, kind of given those to us. As far as the animals are concerned, the livestock animal, in Punjab, we have the Haryana, for cow, Haryana Sahiwal breed. And again, due to the yield farmer, tilted toward the, high yielding breeds of the, Holstein and Jersey. Buffalo, the Neeli Ravi is traditionally one of the breed of the buffalo which was found in the border belt of Punjab, Taran Taran, Firozpur, Gurdaspur district, and all the breed which are marked as a star in this slide, they are all threatened breeds. Now Gudwasu is doing a lot of work to kind of a revival of these breeds. Punjab Biodiversity Board is also going to collaborate with the Gudwasu to take up the phase-wise kind of a conservation initiative for the revival of the native breeds of fauna. And threats, they are by and large everywhere. These threats, intensive agriculture, focus on hybrid varieties, they affect the agrobiodiversity, urbanization, habitat loss, ecosystem degradation, post pollution, and invasive alien species like you talk about Parthenium, Lantana, then the this water hyacinth. All these they affect the the species diversity and the biodiversity in a particular area. How and why biodiversity is lost? We all know the population pressure, then the changing consumption pattern, and this increase the demand for the food, fiber, wood, timber, medicines, development activities. All these finally, lead to the endangerment and kind of a threatening the habitat, and which in turn led to the extinction of the species. What an individual can do, we should contribute in the restoration of habitat, ecosystem, and conserve important species, particularly if we can contribute to the in situ conservation, but there are certain limitation to the in situ conservation at times. So that's why we can always chip in with the ex situ conservation, as I'm sharing you what we did for those mango varieties in the district Sharpur and the Shivalik. We should not, we try to be as native as possible. When it's come to the biodiversity, we should, discourage, kind of planting exotic plants, even having them at our home, and all community, get us, all into education and awareness activities, and we should all try to follow a sustainable lifestyle, which actually directly and indirectly contribute to the biodiversity conservation. Now, this is an important part of my presentation because we're talking about the entrepreneurship, and when we talk about the entrepreneurship, there are certain rules, regulations which need to be followed if you're using the biological resources. So, Convention on Biological Diversity, way back in 1992, during that summit, there are 2-3 milestone decisions were taken. One was for the conservation of biodiversity, because at that point in time, it was felt that there was a concern throughout the world that developing country, they are somehow accessing the biological resources or taking the biological resources from the developing nations, and then making a lot of money through patent, through medicines, and in the end, in a developing country, they are getting nothing, and their biological resources are also being depleted. So based on this principle, for the UN kind of brought in a convention on biological diversity, the salient component of that is that every country has a sovereign right on its resources. Nobody can take it without its approval or permission. And if someone want to use the biological resources in any form, they need to pay what we call in our terminology is access and benefit sharing. And for that, as application, because India was signatory to that convention, when India came back, they brought in, notify one act, which is known as the Biological Diversity Act 2002, to fulfill its international obligation. And this act came in 2002, and it has a mechanism, implementation mechanism. We have a National Biodiversity Authority Act, NAAC, to take up all the government of India level issues. And if someone from the foreign want to access anything from the India or any particular state, they need to approach the National Biodiversity for taking that particular approval. The second tier was the State Biodiversity Board. Like we are Punjab Biodiversity Board. There is Biodiversity Board all across the 29 states of the country, and they drive the biodiversity agenda, and they implement the envisaged action and particular section of the act within the state. And the heart of this was this act is why this act is so special, that it involves people participation. It brings people into the decision-making process. So that's why the third important tier is the Biodiversity Managing Committee, and they are the group of 7 people which are there in each village, each block, each district, each local body level. They decide and they play a significant role to prioritizing the biodiversity conservation at that particular unit, and they also document what is there in the form of PBR, and they get in touch with the biodiversity board, and to drive the biodiversity agenda and mainstreaming the biodiversity into the particular planning of that local body, and state biodiversity board takes that issue at the state level. So this is the well-defined structure. So National Biodiversity, for taking their decision, they depend on the inputs of the State Biodiversity Board, which further depend on the Biodiversity Managing Committee for carrying out prescribed activities. This I've already explained, and one of the important component, if you see the second bullet, second sub-bullet, is to regulate the access to ensure sustainable utilization, which is one of the third tier of what was decided in the convention, that we need to conserve the biodiversity, we need to ensure its sustainable utilization, and we need to ensure that if somebody is accessing, the benefit, percolate to the place or the people from where this biological resources has been accessed. As far as the state is concerned, we have done all the institutional framework has been completed. We have the BMCs at all the level, all 13,599 BMCs, which cover all the districts, all the blocks, all the villages, and all the ULBs. And we have prepared the PBRs, which call the People Biodiversity Register, to document what is there, what was there, what is now there, and how it has been used in a very simple formats. And that has been prepared, and that is now again being updated with the support of the technical people like teachers, NGOs, and the trained people within the departments. We have also identified these species which are threatened, which are near extinction, and a lot of activities are being done on those species. Recently, we have released a publication on threatened flora on the Punjab on the World Environment Day. Identification of the important hotspots which are not in the forest area, which are located in the on the community land or in agricultural land or integrated land, all those in the form of sacred groves or any patch of a virgin forest. We are identifying that, and we are involving the Biodiversity Managing Committee for the management and conservation. So a lot of capacity building is one of the very, very important aspects of the biodiversity conservation, and biodiversity code, as a comprehensive overarching capacity building plan. And we keep on doing these kind of a seminar, field visits, involving all the stakeholders for the biodiversity conservation. Now, this is very important. I was telling you about the Biological Diversity Act, and there are certain sections which are very, very important for all the audience to understand and to know. Probably they not be relevant to right now, but they probably may be very they may be of very high concern to someone someone going to start a startup based on the use of the biological resources directly or indirectly. So this is a very important slide. Under Section 3 of the Biological Diversity Act, any foreigner, any NRI, they need the approval of the National Biodiversity Authority to obtain any biological resources from India, which also include the microorganism. If someone from the foreign come for any very simple thing, they need a disease infected kind of a fruit of any particular plant, or disease infected kind of a seed of any particular crop or anything, they need to take permission of the NBA. If they don't take that permission, they are kind of they could be in trouble, and there are certain sections under which action can be taken against them. And mostly researcher, any research which based on the use of the biological resources, they cannot be shared with any person for any monetary purpose without the approval of the National Biodiversity Authority, Section 4. And but there are certain exemption. Section 3 and 4 are not applicable on the collaborative project if that is approved by the Government of India, and then that biological resources can be shared with any foreign university or foreign institution, foreign R&D body. And if you're using any biological resources, say you're using bark of the Terminalia, this Arjun plant, or if you're using some earthworm, or if you're using some leaves of some fruit, some tree, any part of the crop, and if you're filing an IPR based on your research, then again, if you're using any biological resources, you need the approval of the National Biodiversity Authority for filing any patent. But here, you can simultaneously obtain that permission from the National Biodiversity Authority, but you will not get the patent unless NBA give you that approval. So that's very important. And what NBA do or State Biodiversity Board do, if we give you certain approval, we just add certain clause for sharing of your benefit. Whenever you are going to get any commercial benefit out of that with the State Biodiversity Board, some part of that will stay with Punjab Biodiversity Board or State Biodiversity Board. The rest of the money will go to that particular area, which is 99% of that will go to the particular area, which will be again flowed back into for the conservation of that particular species or welfare of the community which are kind of conserving those species. For Section 7, any citizen of India, body corporate, any industry which is based in India, which does not have any foreign participation, they need to inform the State Biodiversity Board and take their prior approval for utilizing or accessing that biological resources. किसी को अब आमला चाहिए commercial purpose के लिए they forest से collect करते हैं या community land से collect करते हैं पंजाब में से, so technically they need to apply in the State Biodiversity Board for taking that permission under Section 7 of this Act. This is very, very important. And there are certain provision, exemptions, local people and community of the area. For your personal use, you can take whatever you want. Traditional growers and cultivators, where the scheme, they all are exempted under the Act. And there are certain sections which empower the State Biodiversity Board to do certain works, which I shared with you all. And this is a kind of a summary slide. Foreigner NRI to take permission of the NBA for access for research and pay after commercial use, filing of patents, and NBA to charge accident benefit sharing fee. And that fee, suppose something is taken from the some villages of the district Jalandhar, and then that foreign company, when they start making money out of that particular final output of the use of that biological resources, when they pay to National Biodiversity Authority accident benefit sharing fee, and we will further pass on that money to State Biodiversity Board for use of that particular villages. So if there is a revenue of 100 rupees to NBA in the form of ABS, that 99 rupees out of that 100 rupees will go into the conservation of that particular species or that community which is looking after that particular resource. Indians to inform and take approval of the State Biodiversity Board before access for commercial use, pay collection fee and share benefiting as per ABS guidelines. And as I told you, Hakims and other people, the personal use and the people who are kind of totally depending for the livelihood, people they all are exempted from this. And there is a list of normally traded commodity. As soon as that biodiversity biological resources, they are being traded as they are. अगर कोई wheat को as a wheat ही trade कर रहा है तो वो commercial use नहीं है, ऐसे normal trading. So that's why all the farmers, जितने भी हमारे farmers हैं, they are exempted under this Act. So all the crops, they are exempted under the Act. But someone like honey is exempted under the Act. But अगर honey को ही कोई यूज करता है, किसी मेडिसिन में डालता है, किसी फेस वॉश में डालता है, the moment he does that, it become a kind of a ABS a product which need to be compliant under the ABS. So that's why अभी last slide में हम पतंजलि की बात कर रहे थे, we were talking about the Dabur. Now all these companies which are extensively using biological resources, they are paying the prescribed accident benefit sharing fee to the concerned State Biodiversity Board. Uttarakhand Biodiversity Board is one of them. Then Madhya Pradesh Biodiversity Board is one of them. Gujarat Biodiversity Board, Karnataka Biodiversity Board. This process we have also initiated in the state of Punjab. So this is a kind of a obligation or responsibility of a of an entrepreneur or industry or a trader or a manufacturer who is using biological resources under the ABS guidelines. Either they can pay the kind of a 1 to 3% of particular species, जितना भी उसने उन्होंने खरीदा है उसका, अगर उन्होंने 100 रुपए का biological resources यूज किया है तो उन्होंने प्रोक्योर किया है तो हमें वो 3 रुपए तक उनको हमें पे करना पड़ेगा. और मैन्युफैक्चरर की यही लायबिलिटी है कि आप 5% of that, if the value of that is 100 rupees. But एक दूसरी ऑप्शन भी है, because the first option is very difficult, क्योंकि all these companies they use 100, 200, 500 items for one product. सो अगर उनमें से एक भी आइटम जो है जो एनटीसी में नहीं आती, which qualify for the ABS, तो सारा जो प्रोडक्ट का जो कॉस्ट, अगर वो 100 रुपए की चीज है, उसमें कोई 1 रुपए की चीज भी लगी है जो ABS कंप्लायंट प्रोडक्ट होना चाहिए था, तो वो 100 रुपीज ही ABS में आ जाते हैं. सो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर वे एक और ऑप्शन है कंपनीज के लिए फॉर देयर ईज कि अगर उन्होंने इंडिविजुअली नहीं पे करना जैसे पर्टिकुलर स्पीशीज पे, बायोलॉजिकल रिसोर्सेज पे, परचेज प्राइस पे, सो दे कैन ऑप्ट फॉर द सेकंड ऑप्शन which is a kind of a slab base. अगर उनका एनुअल ग्रॉस फैक्ट्री सेल है माइनस टैक्सेस, अगर वो 1 करोड़ रुपए है तो उन्होंने 10,000 रुपए पे करना है, अगर 1 करोड़ से 3 करोड़ रुपए है तो उन्होंने 20,000 रुपए पे करना है, और अगर उनका 3 करोड़ रुपया है तो दे हैव टू एंड अप पेइंग 50,000 टू द स्टेट बायोडायवर्सिटी बोर्ड. सो दिस इज द वे दिस मैकेनिज्म हैज बीन सेट अप. नाउ ऑल द बिगर कंपनीज दे आर कंप्लाइंग टू इट. India is one of the country which is really doing great as far as the ABS is concerned under the CBD component. And for the Kyoto Protocol, एक और agreement हुआ था ABS CBD के बाद, Kyoto Protocol, जो particularly ही ABS के लिए था. And अभी इंडिया में इंडिया जो internationally recognized certificate of compliance है, India has the out of the 2021 का डाटा है, out of the 2200 जो internationally recognized certificate issues हैं, उसमें 160 are from the Indian company. So that's why now starting from the top, the companies are coming forward and they are paying the ABS. And ये certificate जो होता है, इस National Biodiversity Authority जब एक केस प्रोसेस करती है, so they finally issue a certificate which is an internationally recognized certificate which that company show to other country also that this my product is already covered under the Biodiversity Act and I've already complied with all the rule regulations. So that information is being sent to the CBD secretariat by the National Biodiversity Authority. और इस सब एक्सेस से अभी तक National Biodiversity Authority को near about more than 100 करोड़ रुपीस का ABS accredited beneficiary आ चुका है, जो कि उन्होंने सभी equally based on कहाँ से क्या access है, they have shared with the each state. We also got some money which we done use for the biodiversity conservation measure as prescribed by the National Biodiversity Authority. वो पंजाब एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी लुधियाना के 2 सेंटर्स को हमने दिया है वो पैसा. So if I'm just now come to the state of Punjab. Punjab is a major biological resources जो category है. We have a lot of pharmaceutical units, we have herbal and nutraceutical units, prominent seed companies की presence है यहाँ पे. We have cosmetic, food processing, and lot many traders who are supplying raw material within the state and outside the state. And one of the hotspot of the biological resources trade is the Majid Mandi, which is kind of international market. A lot of stuff is being sent to the Middle East countries. And another market is the Bori Khali market in New Delhi, and second one is the Majid Mandi, जहाँ से mostly सारी जितनी industries हैं, जितनी भी all these herbal or pharmaceutical companies and they take the biological resources in the raw form. And we have also collected some data from the State Drug and Licensing Authority. So more than 300 हमारे पास herbal और Ayurvedic manufacturing units हैं. We have some smaller units, one around 200 के आसपास हैं. एक स्पेशल कंसोर्टियम भी है रामजी थ्रोडा मसर पे, जहाँ पे ग्रेडिंग प्रोसेसिंग की जाती है. तो दिस इज द ओवरऑल पिक्चर ऑफ द बायोलॉजिकल रिसोर्सेज यूटिलाइजेशन एंड द वेरियस यूनिट्स, उनकी ब्रॉड कैटेगरी है. Recently, Punjab Biodiversity Board on 25th of March, we came with this public notice. Whatever I shared with you that the companies who have their manufacturing unit in the Punjab or who are accessing their biological raw material from the Punjab, चाहे वो market से ले रहे हैं, चाहे पठानकोट से ले रहे हैं, चाहे अमृतसर से ले रहे हैं. So अगर ये दो condition वो हैं, तो they need to get in touch with the State Biodiversity Board, fill up certain form, pay certain fee, and take approval. And Biodiversity Board is doing its best to kind of allay the fears of the industry, and उनको empower कर रहे हैं. We guiding them and we are kind of motivating them and encouraging them so that we can kind of ensure that we are a state, we are a people who are totally law abiding, and we care for our biological resources. And if they come forward, if board will make some kind of a actual beneficiary amount board ke paas aata hai, so that money will be kind of go to the field in a proper format, jahan pe hum usko prioritize karke will go take conservation actions. So I'm skipping all this. This is important. What is biological resources as per the Act? All plant, animal, microorganism or parts thereof, their genetic material and byproduct. Value-added products are not included in this, or unki with their actual potential use, or isme human genetic material is not included. And most importantly, even if biological resource is not used, but if we are using the traditional knowledge somehow, which is recorded somewhere in the form of the PBR, even then that will be constitute as a biological resources. So अगर आप नहीं use कर रहे हो, किसी की knowledge भी use कर रहे हो, किसी वैद्य कीम की, and you are making some medicine out of it, और अगर वो claim करते हैं कि ये मेरी knowledge है, तो then again that will be use of the biological resources. That is covered in this section 2C. The two type of people, foreigner हैं जो वो foreign companies हैं वो, and दूसरे हैं जो category first में नहीं आते, जो all Indians हैं. They all need to take permission, whether of the NBA, foreigners, or State Biodiversity Board. Research, fire survey by utilization, commercial use, transfer of research based on the biological resources for obtaining IPR. Agar you have already accessed the biological resources, even then. These are the exemption. I already told you. If you are a company, category 2, जो Indian company है, so then you need to get in touch with the State Biodiversity Board. Even if you are, not making any kind of product, but still you involved in a bio survey or bioutilization ऐसी activity करते हैं जिसका final output आपका intent commercial है, even then you need to take permission of the State Biodiversity Board. A research institution, कोई permission नहीं चाहिए research करने के लिए. Research is totally exempted. But if you intend to transfer your biological resources outside India for किसी conference में कहीं जाना है, short term study trip पे जाना है, then form B है, you can take that approval from the NBA, which is again facilitated by the State Biodiversity Board. कोई transfer of result जो आपने already किया है, then do you need the approval of the NBA? अगर किसी foreigner से share करने हैं, IPR I told you. And if we discover a new taxa, कोई नए species का हम identify करते हैं, then we need to notify the National Biodiversity Authority, which will in turn further notify the concerned repository with your name कि ये species identify हुआ. This is one of the section. All offences are cognizable and non-bailable. Section 58. Violation of section 3, 4, and 6, which pertain to the National Biodiversity Authority. There is an imprisonment which can extend to 5 years. Then there is a fine. Section 7, जो State Biodiversity Board है, under 55, उसकी contravention है, imprisonment up to 3 years, and fine. और कोई भी डायरेक्शन जो स्टेट बायोडायवर्सिटी बोर्ड, नेशनल बायोडायवर्सिटी अथॉरिटी देता है किसी को भी who has already access the biological resources या कोई और भी, तो उसमें there comes a stage जहाँ की भी फाइन का जो frequency है, it can be 2 lakh rupees per day. तो अगर उसको comply नहीं करते तो responsibility fix on the head of the institution और जो उस टाइम कंपनी के फेयर को चला रहा है. So that's why very important to comply with the all section of the act. And if you are, again, I'm reiterating, if you are a company which is based in the state of Punjab or you are accessing biological resources from the state of Punjab, फॉरेस्ट से नहीं, अगर किसी शॉप से भी ले रहे हैं, फाइनली आप कमर्शियल प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं जो मार्केट में जा रहा है, you need to file your application for access of biological resources to the state of Punjab, state biodiversity board, sorry. So मैं end में यही बोलूंगा कि आपको, we all know what is the value of the biological resources in the form of ecosystem services. This is the foundation है mankind की सर पे. So we all need to, there is lot many ways you can contribute toward the biodiversity conservation. And as far as the scientific community is concerned, we really need to, apply the principle of justice and equity, which is enshrined in Convention on Biodiversity. Or we should come forward and we should be, empower ourselves and empower other people, educate other people also, so that they become the biodiversity compliant as far as the act is concerned. And our own, level pay, we should. Kind of try to connect with the biological resources and try to contribute, no matter how big or small. We try to contribute, to best of our resources and best of our abilities for conservation of a particular species. But there are so many ways you can involve. You can even plant a tree and look after for some time. You can, you don't have a place to, kind of planting a tree in your house. Go to park. मैं तो भी चंडीगढ़ में ऐसा करता हूँ. You can go to a park, talk to the Mali who is concerned. जगह ढूंढिए, वहाँ लगा दीजिए. I have myself planted more than 15 plants जो चंडीगढ़ में यहाँ पे हैं. मेरे घर में पास जगह नहीं है, but I, again अपने friends को motivate करो कि okay यार, let's adopt a plant. अगर नहीं है, you can get in touch with some NGO. You can contribute. Where you can, contribute in the form of a conservation of biological diversity by involving yourself into a documentation of the biological resources. So, अगर HMB में जितने भी कोई contact हैं, जो कोई master कर रहे हैं, जहाँ graduate कर रहे हैं, they want to get involved into the conservation of document, they get in touch with us. हमारे वहाँ पे, local bodies की BMC है, and we'll be very, very happy to connect you with the local bodies of the Jalandhar district, so that you can contribute in the documentation. And when you go to the field, you will interact with the people. For documentation, you will learn many new uses of the biological resources. You will know many new ways the people are, conserving the biodiversity, and very new nature-based kind of solution. वो कैसे use करते हैं biological resources को, in a very genuine way for their certain local problems. So with that, I'll end. I think I have taken a lot of time. Once again, I'll thank Anjana ma'am for this opportunity. I also thank my boss, Dr. Jitendra Kaur Roda, Member Secretary, Punjab Biodiversity Board, for kind of sparing me for this talk. Thank you very much. Any question, I'll be very, very happy to answer.
Thank you very much, Dr. Guru Harminder. It was indeed a very enlightening talk. And yes, what you said really, really makes sense, that there has to be a justice for all, not only humans, but plants, the fauna, the flora, and biodiversity really needs to be taken care of. And I really like what you said in the end, that HMV girls should be, they should be engaged with the local community, with the local biodiversity, the committee, so that we can do some projects with them. And I think students would really love to do those projects. And I would look forward to this project. And no thanks are enough for you to spare your time. I know it's late in the evening and you've had a big busy day. So we really, pushed you, and we really pushed you. Thank you very much, Dr. Guru Harminder.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And for your information, we have certain people from Jammu, Kathua, Srinagar, Coimbatore. I can see people from Sikkim, they have joined. And one question was there, that what is your take on the green revolution, since it has not been very green?
As I told in one of my slides, I like to comment in the from the perspective of the state of Punjab. You see, after independence, when we got our independence, there was the government of India. If you read the planning commission documents, there was a scheme called 5-year plans. if you read that, you suddenly realize that the huge challenge was, in front of the government of India to how to feed our people. Because there was a famine after the independence in the 50s. So then government of India, they kind of shortlisted certain areas, like Punjab, UP, Haryana for certain crops, and South Indian, for certain particular crops. And then came the hybrid varieties from the Mexico. They came, and suddenly government of India, spared a lot of fund, for these, for pesticides, for farm chemicals, ureas, micronutrients. So that point of time, the challenge was how to feed. So that's why Punjab, Haryana, ye tab ikatthe hi the. So they came forward. The people's enterprising skills of the farmers, they are very hardworking. They certainly adopted those, and then that really helped India to become a self-reliant as far as our food requirement were concerned. Of course, there was a ecological backlash. जब हम when we keep on going, that thing went till 1995. Then suddenly everybody realized, there are other things came. The people started making a lot of hue and cry about the and rightfully so, for the degradation on our natural ecosystem. As far as the Punjab is concerned, we are now suffering very badly, because we were meeting the food security needs of the state. Now there is a mono cropping pattern like wheat and paddy, and paddy is generally not technically Punjab's crop. And now our water table is going down. And now again, because these things are evolving, ultimately you have to feed people, you need to run the economy, and then that was the priority. Now suddenly government realized that now we have gone to a point where we really need to act very fast, and now government is acting on that. There's a lot of positive things happen. This act came. Now we make sure that we transplant paddy after a certain date. Now we are focusing on the diversification of the crops. Lot is being done. Now recently a lot of focus has been put up on the millets. Earlier millets were there, but when this wheat paddy hybrid came from adopted in India, those gone. Now again a lot of effort is being done. Next year the international year of millet. So state is doing a lot of effort. So these are, for me, these are evolving and situations, and government always try to do to deal with the present situation which they face. And now since every state, not India, not Punjab, every state you see, they are putting a lot of focus, and again diversifying. And when you talk about the diversification, when you talk about the diversifying thing, again the diversity came into picture. When you talk about diversity, then suddenly the technical term is the biological diversity. So that's why now things are again changing. And I think COVID has kind of a blessing in disguise, even though it's a wreak havoc with the economic and loss of human life. But now I truly feel that this episode has really kind of shaken everyone, individuals, government, international bodies, funding agencies. Now everybody is kind of somehow channelizing their all the resources, and now we are kind of converging on one single point, that we need to conserve our nature. We need to ensure that our ecosystem keep on delivering. We need to keep them into form. They will keep on giving us ecosystem services. Otherwise, all other materials things will not matter if we're not alive on this planet Earth. So I hope I answered your question. So these are the overarching things which kind of set into motion the actions based on the ground situations. So that's why how it's happening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Guraminder. Thank you. And yes, I think it has been answered to the satisfaction of the candidate. So with that, I think we end this seminar, national seminar today. And the huge indebtedness to Punjab Biodiversity Board for sanctioning the grant for conducting this e-seminar. And we have been conducting various activities also. We'll be sending a report on this. and it has been a great evening. And thank you very much, Dr. Guru Harminder. Thank you to all the participants. Feedback link will be sent to all the participants, and certificates will be sent through mail. Please give us a time of approximately 4 days to give you all the certificates. And on that note, I will end it here. And thanks.